Do you want to spice up your Instagram feed? I got you. Okay, so let's be real. Everyone in our world today is trying to make it on Instagram and be Instagram famous, be a blogger, etc. Now, I'm not saying that that's wrong because I'm right there with you, but it's really easy nowadays to get lost in the crowd and have content that kind of looks like everyone else's content. So how can we make our content look a little different, spice it up a little bit, be a little more creative with it so that people kind of double take your picture as they're going through their feed? I want to share 4 ways with you today where you can get creative with how you post your pictures, and hopefully this grabs your viewers' attention a little bit more, where they either come back to it after scrolling by it or take some time to figure out what exactly is happening in your picture. Intrigue is always going to get the attention of viewers, and that's what we're going for here. So without further ado, let's get into the 4 ways that you can make your posts more creative. Okay, so tactic number 1 is to post your picture upside down. Now, I know that sounds kind of whack. Why would you want to post your picture upside down? Makes no sense. It's supposed to be seen straight forward. But for some pictures, this can actually make it look a little more interesting. This tactic is not going to work for every type of picture, but I think it works well for some types of pictures. For example, maybe if you had a landscape picture that had a horizon right in the middle or somewhere in the picture, if you flip it as you're scrolling through Instagram, you'd probably be like, wait, what? How did that happen? And you'd look at it again. Another type of picture that this can be really cool for is artistic type portraits. Let's just say you have a portrait of a girl against a white wall and it's just her face with some type of expression. If you completely make that upside down, it might be interesting to see that portrait upside down. I use the example of a white wall because I think with the simplicity of that, it wouldn't get too confusing. People always like taking portrait photography where the model lies on the ground, so this kind of gives that effect and makes you kind of double take and look at the picture again. Now, tactic number 2 is along the same line, and it's to post your pictures sideways. This can go right side or left side, and again, this isn't going to look the best with every type of picture, but I think it could look really interesting with, again, some portrait photography of something that's generally supposed and meant to be straight, but it's on its side. You'd have to experiment with this, but I think you could get really cool artistic results. Tactic number 3 is to edit them in an old school way. Nowadays, everyone is a pro at editing, everyone knows how to color grade, everyone has their color grading style, and so you get a lot of vibrant type of images out there. A lot of people have forgotten the old school way of editing with the black and white, the vintage sepia look, so you guys should go back to that sometimes and just throw people off their guard a little bit. I haven't seen a picture in sepia in ages, but if you have the right image, I think it could look really cool, it could enhance the picture, and also bring new attention for your viewers. Black and white, of course, is a classic, but there's a bunch of different types of black and white pictures that you can do. And again, I don't think I've seen anyone's black and white picture recently. It's more of an old school type of editing style, and I think it's definitely worth bringing back for a classic 1 or 2 pictures. Now, my 4th and last way is to make your image a motion picture. There's a bunch of techniques you can use to accomplish this look. What I exactly mean by a motion picture is that you have a picture and only certain parts of the image are moving. So imagine you have a picture of a waterfall, and the waterfall portion of the image is what's moving in the picture and everything else is still. That would definitely bring the attention of your viewers to your image. I also did this once where I took an image of myself. It was a picture of myself in New York City where I was a subject in the picture, and behind me there was some of the buildings in Times Square. What I did for this motion picture was I basically removed myself as the subject from the image and made a parallax effect where it looked like the background and myself were moving and changing sides. Now, I accomplished this look in Photoshop. If you guys want a tutorial as to how I did this, I can of course do a video on that and share that with you guys. But there's also a bunch of apps you can use to accomplish this effect. Like I said, there's many ways to do it, so be creative and have fun with it. It looks really cool, and I love seeing pictures like that and love doing it to my images, so definitely try that out. So that's it for today's video. It was a super short tip video, but I I do hope you guys get creative with your posts on Instagram. And of course, you guys can take these tips and use them outside of Instagram. If you have a gallery showing or if you're setting up your portfolio, it could be really cool to incorporate these different styles to add a little bit of edge to your images. And this is all really about presentation. This is after you've taken the picture. So your photography isn't really affected, and again, it just gives you that little bit of edge from a normal picture. That's it for me today, and you guys will see me next week.